Hi and welcome to this LANDWorksCAD tutorial. My name is Sidra and today I'm going to show you how to use the stretch command in the transform option. The stretch option is one of the most powerful move commands in LANDWorksCAD. It is used to stretch or drag all or part of the objects in your file. I'm going to demonstrate different ways in which you can use this command. So I'm going to start with this simple property map and I am going to show you how to stretch this arch that you can see here. So with stretch command, you have the option of selecting the object first and then clicking on the stretch button, or you can directly click on the stretch command and it won't give you an error. So for now, I'm going to select the arch that I'm going to move and then I'm going to click on the stretch command. Now I have two options here. The first option says coordinate entry. It means that I can move my arch by using the x-axis or y-axis entries. Now the second option says 2 points. So I can move my arch by giving 2 points. This option here says current selection. So right now I want to move the thing that I've selected currently. Or I can draw a window around it later on to show the software which parts or objects do I need to move in the drawing. So I'm going to click on this coordinate entry and I'm going to move it up, so the y coordinate has to be positive. If I want to move it down, the y coordinate has to be negative value, right? So here I'm going to give it 600 millimeters, right? And I'll select the current selection and now I'm going to click on OK. See, the arch has stretched up. So this is one of the ways in which you can use the stretch command. Now I'm going to show you other ways of using this command. So I will right click and now I'm going to move this wall on the right side by using the stretch command. So I'm not going to select these two lines here. I'm just directly going to go to the transform command and click on the stretch option. And now I'm going to give it a coordinate entry. So the coordinate entry has to be along the x-axis. So I'm going to give the y-axis a value of 0 and I'm going to enter maybe 1 meter in the x-axis. And now I'm going to click on the window and that's how this option is going to get selected. Because I haven't selected anything, I'm going to draw a window around these two lines. So I'm going to click OK now. Right? Now the prompt says locate the first corner of the stretch window. So as I just need to stretch these two lines, so I'm going to select these two lines. I haven't clicked here yet, but once I click, you will see that these two lines are going to move to the right side. So click and see, these two lines have moved. But there is one very important thing that you must have noticed, that the other lines which are connected to these two lines have also changed or moved their positions. Now why did this happen? This happened because when we use the stretch command, all the entities connected to the objects being stretched stay connected to them. This feature of stretch command is very unique and handy, as you don't have to connect the surrounding entities one by one. So they stay connected and you don't have to change any lines or arcs or any kind of objects surrounding the entities that you're going to move. Now I'm going to show you one more way of using the stretch command. So I'm going to focus on this left map here and I'm going to stretch this half part a little bit up. So I'm going to select it, right? And now I'm going to click on the transform command and now click on the stretch command. Now I'm going to use this option. I'm going to show you how to use the 2 points option here. So I'll click it and as you can see that this area has been grayed out. Why? Because I didn't select the coordinate entry. And as I've already selected the entity or the object, so I need to select this current selection option and now I'm going to click OK. Now the prompt says locate the start of the stretch. So I'm going to locate the start of the stretch, maybe this point, right? And now I'm not dragging, I just clicked here and now this figure is attached to my mouse. I can leave it anywhere I want to. It's moving freely, but once I press on the Shift key, its movement is going to be restricted on specific angles. So I'm going to move it straight up here, and now I'm going to click. See? Now if I right click, this area has been extended because this part of the drawing has been stretched. So this is one of the ways in which you can use the stretch command. Now the last part here, I'm going to show you that if you stretch something, the dimension also gets updated automatically. You don't have to update the dimensions. So if I click here, see, this is a dimension here, which is 11,450 millimeters. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit, and I'm going to select these two lines here. Now I'm going to click on the transform option and click on the stretch command here, right? I'm going to click current selection. From here, I'm going to select the coordinate entry, and I'm going to give a positive value of y because it's going to move up. So I will enter a value of 0 in the x-axis, and in the y-axis, in order to make it 12 meters, I need to add 550 millimeters here. So I'm going to click OK. See? So these two lines have been stretched, and as you can see that the lines connected to these two lines are still connected to them. And one more thing to notice is that the dimension has changed automatically. So this is how we use the stretch command. And now I'm going to show you one more very interesting option to use in LANDWorksCAD, but that's not in the transform option. That's here, the magnet or the drag option. So if I click it, and this shows the snap settings, right? I will not change the snap settings. I will just click on the stretch and the constrain drag option here. It means that the drag will be constrained on specific angles. So if I press OK, now I will be able to stretch or drag anything in my drawing. Let's say I want to drag this line here a little bit on the right side. So I'm going to click on it, and see, I can move it here. I can move this other line here as well, right? Or I can move it a little bit closer to this line, right? Or I can focus on this part here. I can just select this part, and I will be able to move it back down. See? So this is one of the very interesting options or tools to use. And I think that this is a very useful tool if you want to drag or stretch the objects around your file. So now, just to summarize, today I have talked about the stretch command, which is a very useful command in the transform option, and I also gave you an overview of the magnet or the drag command here, right? Now in the coming tutorials, I'm going to talk about the copy along command, so stay tuned for the next video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I will be waiting for your comments. Thank you. Have a nice day.